Okay, let's start. What is the purpose of map 1 description? Remember, I told you we have two different types of maps. Today we're going to study the first one. In this type of the map description, you are going to describe the place most suitable for erecting of a new building. This is one of the first type. This building might be anything, like supermarket, kindergarten, or amusement park, or leisure center, doesn't matter. You need to identify the criteria to a location, looking at infrastructure, facilities, to plan a building. Okay? Describe the main features of the map and their relative positions. So, in order to successfully describe the place, we need to describe where it is located. Yes, either in the north, west, east, or south of the map. Describe and compare the advantages and disadvantages of each location. It's very important, very, very important. You need to describe its advantages and disadvantages looking at the space, transport, and environmental issues. Okay? And then the last one is you need to state which location is best, this is the typo, and explain why. Okay? So now let's make a summarization. In a type 1 description, you have to look at the map, yes, and you can see several potential places for erecting or constructing of a building. And you need to describe each of the potential place, yes, from two perspectives, advantages and disadvantages, okay? And you need to choose one of its place in order to construct a supermarket, for example. Okay. Now describe the advantages and disadvantages of these sites. Okay, now let's have some short speaking and describe what are the advantages, for example. Let's look first at advantages of this map, of this place. Who wants to start first?
Can parking be advantage?
Yes, of course. It's your opinion. Yes, no one can say, oh, it's not an advantage. In your opinion, it is advantage. Okay, parking. Explain us why.
It's comfortable for, I think it's mall or what?
Yes, Walmart. If I'm not mistaken, this is Walmart.
Yes. Yeah. And it's very suitable for customers to come to buy, and parking is the best, located in the best place.
Yes, of course. If you went shopping, yes, it's very convenient for you when you leave the shop to find your car nearby. And of course, we can see that there are some parking slots reserved for disabled people. Yes?
Yes.
You can see that if you look closely. Okay, what are the other advantages?
I think that it's quite a big area that's provided for the building. That's why the building may be used for the big mall or something like this. And furthermore, it is located near to some kind of park, the green zone. That make it much more, to say, not convenient, but more attractable for customers.
Yes. If they decide to stroll after doing shopping, yes, after going shopping, they might decide to spend some time, yes, walking in this green zone. Okay, very good. And now let's talk about disadvantages of this place. Sometimes its advantages for some people might be disadvantages for another. Yes? What are the disadvantages?
Maybe that entrances are next to the road. Sometimes maybe the cause of some danger situations.
Okay, very good. What else?
What is this in the
example, yes? I don't know. I think it's used for delivery or for storage purpose. Or maybe this is just a greenhouse, yes? Sometimes they do have such places in the supermarkets where they can buy something that is growing, yeah? You can just take scissors and cut this salad, for example. Okay? And what are the disadvantages? What are the other disadvantages?
It's too big.
It is too big, okay. And of course, if we look at this parking zone, we can just suggest, yes, that transportation system, public transportation system, is not quite developed in this area, yes? Because this supermarket is majorly used by the car owners. That's why they have this huge parking zone in front of their supermarket. Okay, very good. Now look at this picture and let's try to describe what are the advantages and disadvantages of this place. Firstly, let's try to guess what is this building.
Is there a building?
Which one? This one.
Maybe it is also at a shop. Maybe.
A shop, okay. What else?
Maybe school because of the speed limit.
Yes, and it's written here, school.
Ah.
Yeah. It's literally written here, school, yeah. And also speed limit, very good. Speed limit, 20 kilometers per hour or miles per hour, I'm not sure. I think it's America, yes? It's US. Okay, what are the advantages of this place?
It is no roads for parking, and that's why children can stroll after their lessons.
Mm-hmm. Okay, very good. What else?
Maybe the road is not too close to the building. That's
Mhm.
why it's much more safer for
Definitely.
children.
Definitely. And a speed limit, yes?
Yes.
Means that the traffic is very calm nearby school. Okay, and what are the disadvantages?
Maybe the road because it's can be
Narrow.
kind of dangerous for
Yes, in some cases, yes, might be very dangerous, yeah. And here we cannot see any crosswalks. Yes, maybe we can see if a picture would provide us more details, but we don't. And also there are no branches, yes, to sit and to walk. And there are a lot of different signs, yes, here in this area. And we are not quite sure, do people follow the law? Because sign doesn't mean that they do, yes? Okay, it's just a preventive measure. What about this one? Yes, of course, in your IELTS exam you won't be given this map or this kind of stuff, but however, it's still very challenging to describe the advantages and disadvantages. Yes?
Is it a garden? Is it a garden?
Yes, no, it's a garden. Okay, let's suggest it to be a garden. Okay. Firstly, let's try to understand what is the building behind the toilet. This is the toilet.
Private home, maybe.
Private
Yes.
home, okay. And you see there are a lot of children, if I'm not mistaken. Yes?
School?
This is a school. Yes.
School?
Yes, this is a
Okay,
school in
that's
Africa, if I'm not
Yes.
mistaken. You see, they're all Afro-Americans, yes, and their skin color is black, and they wear a similar uniform. It means that probably this is some kind of school, or maybe dormitory, or an orphanage. Yes? We don't know. Now, let's try to describe what are the advantages of this place, of this building.
They do have toilet.
Yes, they do have toilets. Yes, this is
There are a lot of
a
trees.
major advantage.
It's
And
ecological.
Ecological friendly, yeah, definitely. Okay, what else? And also,
It's like a branch.
Hard roads?
No branch, no branch. Fence.
you can sit here if you are tired, yes? No need to poop or something else. So, Also, they don't have a door in
Yeah.
front door. Some
Yes.
people can suggest it to be the disadvantage, but others will say it's for air conditioning.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. There won't be any stinky smells inside because it's air. Okay. Are there any disadvantages? Are there any?
There can be a little bit noisy because of children.
Yes, you wouldn't be able to relax. You mean, okay. What else?
There is no path to the toilet.
Maybe in the winter it will be cold.
Yes, if they do winter, yes? If they do have a
Yeah.
winter, maybe yes. Okay, what else? And also, this is Africa, yes? And maybe there are some dangerous animals,
Like snakes.
like snakes or tigers. And if you don't have a front door, it might be very risky. Yeah. Okay. Now, describe the advantages and disadvantages of the place you live in. Each of you will be speaking. That's why spend some time thinking, okay? You need to describe the advantages, both, and disadvantages of the place you live in, okay?
Of just a house or like the area?
The area, of course, yes. You need to describe the area.
So
Yeah.
here's my notes. Advantage.
I'll take some water. I know. Tayyip, can you tell us about advantages and disadvantages of your residence?
Advantage is that there may be a lot of markets and farms near my house.
This is the advantage, yes? Okay, and what is the disadvantage?
Disadvantage, I think, is that it's too noisy because of cars and children who plays
In the street, yes. And there is a phrase to describe this type of disadvantage: noise pollution. Yes? Noise pollution. Very good phrase in order to describe the disadvantage of some particular potential place for constructing something. Yes? Camila?
Advantage is that school close to home.
Is close to your house, okay?
And we have a park, green zone. And disadvantage, it's road near our house is due to noisy.
Mm-hmm. And you?
In my area, I got advantage that kindergarten are near by my home, and the disadvantage is the road system is bad.
You mean the roads are in bad condition?
Yeah.
Yes? Okay. Shazot?
Describing my house, I can say that the advantages are the location of my house because it's situated deeply in it must be called a highway. Yeah, that's why it's quiet. And furthermore, there are a lot of facilities that are in close distance, such as schools, kindergartens, shops and so on. And in terms of disadvantages, I think that some neighbors that a little bit making us angry sometimes. And what can I say? That's all I think.
Very good. Aziz?
Many markets close to my home, and school also very close. Also a park also very close. And disadvantages. From disadvantages, I have a stadium outside my home, and sometimes it can be very loud.
Noisy. Okay, very good. Okay. Zot?
I think I have a lot of advantages where I live. And firstly, it is air. I have we don't have any air pollutions, and so about in this place we have quiet not so noisy.
Mm-hmm.
And then about the disadvantages, in front of my house we have a school, and how you mentioned about the 20 kilometers in an hour, and there, if I understand, 30 kilometers an hour written, but no one drive like this 30 kilometers.
Yes, because the sign is just preventive measures, yes? Otherwise, drivers can fall. Okay, Jana.
Okay, talking about the advantages, we have a lot of educational centers in our area, and also the pond. I can say it's really refreshing, especially in summer. But about the disadvantages, we have a train here, so it causes a lot of noise pollution, and then also people tend to just throw the trash away,
Mm-hmm.
and there are a lot of places which is kind of polluted.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay.
There are educational institutions where I live, such as kindergarten and school, and also we have local hospital. However, there is also one drawbacks, like a factor which contribute to the air pollution.
Okay.
Speaking about advantages, there is a school near my house and also my working place. This makes comfortable to get there in like 5 minutes. About disadvantages, there is a main road which makes a lot of noise, especially at night. And also there is no supermarket which is near my house, and also pharmacy.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, what comes to your mind when you see these pictures? The first thing, what comes to your mind?
Traffic jam.
Hmm?
Traffic jam.
Traffic jam, okay.
Noise pollution.
Noise pollution. We're talking about this, the first picture. Okay, what else?
Lack of green zones.
Lack of green zones, okay. What else? What about advantages?
There is a crossroad.
There's a crosswalk. Mm-hmm.
There are
Branches.
branches.
Okay, very good. What else?
Pavement.
Bus
Pavement.
lines.
By bus lines. What else? What else did you say?
Pavements.
Pavements, yes, okay. What else? And there is also a bike lane.
It's как на русском? Где люди ходят? Pavement. Как на русском? Я не знаю.
Пешеходный переход.
Нет,
Дорожка.
я не знаю, как на русском.
Тропинка, дорожка.
Да, вот это вот.
Да.
Тротуар.
Road for people. Да.
Well, you can say pedestrian walk, pavement or pavement. Okay, what else? And also there are some trees, yes, definitely. How do you think? Is it a good street for a city? For
Yes.
urbanized city?
Of course.
Of course, definitely. They have some bike parking, yes. They have bike lanes.
There's a line for cycling.
Yes, bike lanes, yes. And also they have a separated, isolated, yes, a bus line, so everyone can, those who use public transportation system, they won't stuck in the traffic jam. Okay? And also there is a bus station, yes. And you see, you can leave the bus station safely because there is a crosswalk. So we can say that street is pedestrianized, is urbanized, and modernized. Yes? What about the second picture? What
Pollution
comes to
problems.
Huh?
Disadvantages, it is pollution problems.
Pollution problems. Okay, why?
Because there are people who, if I'm not mistaken, have a picnic. Not
Yeah.
picnic, they are just sitting. However, they can make a picnic which can, after which they cannot, how can I say, they can throw the trash.
Yes, maybe. Yes. Okay, what else? Tahir?
Advantages or disadvantages?
Any?
Maybe clear air because of many trees.
also, if we look closely again, there is a bike lane, yes, because the bicycle driver is riding his bike. Okay, what else? I think this area is very calm. Yes, the traffic is calm. Children can play and spend some time on the grass, sitting, playing something. Yes, there is a bench. Yes, and there is a different kind of plants. For example, in our parks, the major plants are what? Can you tell us?
It's difficult for me to explain in English because some species have their names that I don't know
Okay.
in English.
Yes, that's why I asked you because I don't know either. Okay, and yes, in our parks there are several kinds of plants. Yes, but there is no such variety of them. Yeah, for example, here there are different bushes, different trees. You see how many of them? There are not only fir trees. In our parks there are almost fir trees. Yes, in the center, for example. Yeah. Yes, but here they do have different types. Okay, very good. Now let's revise. What do you have to do in map 1 description?
Describe it. Look at advantages and disadvantages
Of each place proposed. Yes? We will be given several, from 2 to 3 in most of the cases. Several potential places for a construction of one particular building. And we need to choose one. Yes? But we need to look at each place and describe its advantages and disadvantages. And even those places which we suggested to be the most preferable. Even on this place we have to look both advantages and disadvantages. Okay? Very good. Now let's look at the structure. In introduction, as usual, we have to just paraphrase the task. Just paraphrase the task and that's all. The map illustrates, the map describes or gives us information about something, and so on and so forth. In overview, remember, in overview, when we write our map's description, we have to describe all potential places and the one which fits best. One more time. Describe each of the place given and suggest which one is the most preferable or appropriate, suitable for a construction of something. Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay? Do you have any questions? Remember, you have to write only each, not only, every place, okay? You can write them very, very, very briefly. Very briefly, okay? No need to go too deep into details. No need to describe each of the place. No need, okay? No need to write. You have to describe just the place itself, okay? Describe just the place itself, and that's all. You have to, for example, tell. Later on, we'll be looking at some of the examples, and you have to describe, for example, I will be talking very briefly and physically, but you have to describe them more cohesively. We're given the first place, it's located there in some area, for example, industrial area. And the second place is located there, and it is in residential area. I think, or the second place, not I think, the second place seems to be the most appropriate. Because, that's all. This is your overview. Okay? Introduce the first place, the second, the third, if there is any, and then suggest which one is the most preferable. Remember, you don't need to use any personal pronouns. No need to say I think, The second place seems to be, just try to use passive voice instead. Okay? The second place seems to be the most appropriate. Yes? And then in body A and body B, you have to write, yes, logical grouping between these two paragraphs is a must. In the first body, you are going to describe the first place. In the second, the second. In the third, the third. Yes. And now let's look at them deeply. What we're going to write in body A. You're going to write, introduce the location. S1, for example, or first location. Yes? And then you're going to provide which type of the location. Is it an industrial area? Is it a residential area? Or maybe it's a woodland? You are going to describe it in details, okay? And then you're going to provide the advantages and disadvantages of this place. Okay? For example, because this area is located in woodland, the air is definitely fresh. However, there are some problems with accessibility. It's harder to achieve this place. Considering infrastructure, population, and environment. Okay? Sometimes it would be better to locate some place, for example, nearby the city that has the bigger population. Yes? Sometimes it would be preferable to locate some place because it's environmental friendly. It won't have a dramatic or drastic impact on the environment. In other cases, infrastructure is very developed in this area. That's why you would like to locate the supermarket in this area. Is it clear? Do you have any questions? And with body 2, the same. If there is body 3, the same. Let's look at this real task. The map below shows 3 possible locations for a leisure center. So we're going to write where to locate a leisure center. Summarize the information by selecting and reporting the main features and make comparisons where relevant. Now let's look. A, B, and C. A is here, yes? Nearby the factories or nearby the industrial estate. B, potential place B, is located in the residential area. And C is in woodland or a green zone. Remember, in IELTS, map description, you will be given the task where any potential place has its advantages and disadvantages. For example, here, nearby the factory. Yes, of course, air pollution is a disadvantage, but the river is an advantage. Here, residential area, accessibility is an advantage. Yes, it will be more accessible for residents. However, noise pollution is a disadvantage for people who live here. And also, this leisure center might be very attractive, and some people from the local areas would arrive here, and there would be a lot of noise and traffic. That's why it's a disadvantage. C, fresh air is an advantage. What is a disadvantage? When during the construction of a leisure center, there might be some environmental impacts. Yes, like cutting down the trees or something else. It's a disadvantage. And also accessibility. You see, there is no roads, any road here. You see, any place has its advantages and disadvantages. And this is the task. Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay, now, can you describe each place? We have already done this. Can you suggest which place is the most preferable for you to locate a leisure center?
I think the number C is much appropriate
Okay, and explain why.
because attractive for residents to go to be with nature. Just
Good. Excellent. Okay. Is there any other opinion? Maybe B. Yeah. Yes. Maybe.
What is it? A?
A is a nearby the factory. This is the factory, industrial zone.
I prefer B because it's house and near the road, but however the river is very toxic because
No, we don't know. Yes, we don't know about the river. The only thing we know is about the air because they have shown us. Yes, that probably air would be polluted, but nothing is told about the river. If they showed us here, yes, we would negotiate it. Otherwise, we cannot. Yes. Areas definitely. We can say B place is attractive or appropriate for a construction of a leisure center. For what reason? Because it's far away from the factory.
And there's also a river.
There is a river, and it's accessible for local residents. And the disadvantage is noise pollution. Any place has its disadvantage. Any. Both advantages and disadvantages. Okay, now let's look at the real example. It is the time to give work to your brains. To our brains. So, I will give you 6 minutes to complete this exercise. No, even I would give you more. I would give you from 10 to 12 minutes to complete the whole task. You need to write an introduction and overview to the map given here. You can take a picture. You can take a picture. Okay. And now, Aziz, take a picture. You did? So, now you are going to write your introduction. It's a paraphrasing, I just would like to remind you. It's a paraphrasing of a topic. Okay? Overview. What is an overview?
description of all places and
Everything in general.
Description of each of the potential place, A, B, and C, and suggestion. No need to write advantages and disadvantages in overview.
the most suitable place.
Yes. Where you like to write your advantages and disadvantages? In body. Body A, you remember? Here. Here is the place to write advantages and disadvantages in body. No need to write too many details in overview. Overview is an overview. Yes? The naming suggests that you need to be short. This is how you are going to write your body paragraphs.
How many sentences can be in overview?
One more time.
How many sentences can be in overview?
From 2 to 3, no more. Of course, sometimes you can run out of words and then write more than it's appropriate. Okay, we're reading now the first paragraph here of body.
If the leisure center was located in between the factories,
What? Have you done this?
first
First, no. Okay, I mean, can you read your version?
Only that side.
No, the whole paragraph.
If the leisure center was located in between the factories, to the right of the map at A, the site would be not very attractive, but would be easily accessible to the workers also. Its proximity to the river would benefit users interested in water sports.
Yes. So here they told us, yes, to the right of. Yes, this is definitely to the right of. Yes, this is the map, and to the right of the map we have place A. yes? In between the factories to the right of the map at A. And then you also say its proximity, приближенность, близость. Its proximity to the river would benefit users interested in water sports. Those who are interested in water sports. Okay, Regina, second.
Location B is in the middle of the residential area, away from factories. It would give easier access for location residents who want disadvantages could be less car pollution, as they would not need to drive there, although would create problems of congestion if people from out of town use the facilities.
Okay, who agree with the fourth? Who one at disadvantage could be? It doesn't sound very right, yes? Who one disadvantage?
Would create less car pollution.
Yes. Let's read the previous sentence. It would give easier access for local residents. And these local residents who would create less car pollution, as they wouldn't need to drive there, would to drive there. Although one disadvantage couldn't be the problems. One disadvantage could be the problems of congestions of people from our out of town use facilities. Yeah, this I think matches. Okay. Aziz, the last paragraph.
Turning to the location C in the left part of the map, it would have the most attractive settings due to being surrounded by forest. However, the environment destruction caused by the construction of the center and the ongoing pollution would be major disadvantages.
Okay. Is it clear? You see, they describe the first potential place in A, the second in body B, and the last one in body C. Again, T-pod C. So, you see, can we now understand which place they chosen to be the most attractive or appropriate for a leisure center?
The first one.
Maybe the first, maybe the second, maybe the third. We don't know, yes? Because we can't see the overview statement. Is it clear?
Yeah.
You see, they described both advantages and disadvantages of each of the place. And that's why we cannot say which one is the most appropriate. And in order to understand which one is the most appropriate, we need to look at overview statement. Okay? Only in the overview statement we will see which place is the most appropriate for a construction of a leisure center. Because body paragraphs both look at advantages and disadvantages. Okay? Let's try to figure out how it works. If the leisure center was located in between the factories, you see, again, they introduced the place and where it is located in between the factories at A. They told us which type of the territory it is. Then they started providing advantages and disadvantages. The site would not be very attractive, but this is disadvantage because it's a factories, yes, but would be easily accessible to the workers. Also, the river would benefit users interested in water sports. This is obviously advantage. Location B in the middle of the residential area. Again, they introduced where exactly this place is located and what type of the location it is. It is a residential area in the middle of residential area, far away from factories, yes? It would give easier access for local residents. This is an advantage. Who would cause less car pollution as they would not need to drive there. Although one disadvantage could be problems of congestion if people from out of town use the facilities. Again, you see, they mentioned advantages, but then disadvantages. The order of mentioning advantages and disadvantages doesn't matter. You can mention disadvantages first and then advantages, or vice versa. Turning to C, in it would have the most attractive setting due to being surrounded by forest. However, the environmental destruction. Again, you see, they introduced the place, which one we are going to talk about in this paragraph. Then they introduced where it is located, to the left part of the map. And then they describe what is the type, yes, of this location, surrounded by forest. However, the environmental destruction, this is the disadvantage. And the ongoing pollution would be major disadvantages. You see, they describe both advantages, that it's surrounded by the forest, and then the disadvantages such as pollution and ongoing pollution. Even after the construction, this center would generate some carbon dioxide emission that would definitely negatively affect the environment and in this local area. Do you have any questions? Your homework would be to write this map yourself. My suggestion to you, do not look at the sample we talked about today. Okay? Do not look. You have already written your introduction and overview. You need just to correct it, looking at my suggestions when we checked it during the class, and then you are going to write yourself body A, B, and C. You have to have 3 body paragraphs because we have 3 potential places for a leisure center construction. Okay? Do you have any questions? Again, do not look at the sample given here. Try to write yourself using your vocabulary, not AI generator, not translator, not ready-made samples for you. Try to read and write them yourself, okay? Even don't look in your dictionaries. Don't look up in dictionaries. Try to write only according to everything what is in your mind. Is it clear? Do you have any questions? It would be easier for you to write because you have already read the sample. And the next lesson we're going to read the introduction and overview provided by me, okay? Is it clear?
Yes.
And we will proceed further. There are a lot more to talk about. Okay, bye.